13 News now at noon. Norfolk can expect a special stage play this weekend. It's called Sins of a Father, a theater ministry. So joining us to share more, we have Christopher Colwell, founder and CEO of Moth Productions, and Reverend Floyd. And we thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Excited to talk about this. Obviously a very emotional play here.
Yes,
can you tell us kind of a little bit about Sins of a Father?
Well, you know, it's a timeless story, as I like to put it. Just basically of this young man, he's going through this very, very turbulent time in his life. He's getting ready to graduate high school, but he's holding this secret that has happened to him since he was a childhood, excuse me. And it all comes out, and it causes the family just to go every which way. So they have to really depend on their spiritual faith and everything like that to bring the family back together and basically get Eddie, which is the character's name, basically get him back on the right track. And, you know, just be there to support him and lift him up as he gets through his adult phase with the secret that comes out.
Yeah, of course, you mentioned family and the value of that in the play.
Absolutely.
You know, Reverend Floyd, I got to ask you, you know, you're a part of the family. You're one of the cast members. Tell us about your role and, you know, why you felt so compelled to focus on that role specifically.
Well, I played the mother, Teresa Price, in the play, and I didn't actually seek after the play. The play found me.
Oh, wow. That happens sometimes.
So it's kind of one of those accidental meetings, but when I read the script, it was my life in written form. And so I really wanted to be a part of that and to highlight the importance of having a strong mother and the role that she plays, especially in this young man's life.
I feel like there's a lot to learn from this stage play. We don't want to give it all away. We want you to get your tickets and go to the show. It's happening, you know, tomorrow and Saturday. But what would you say is one thing, Reverend Floyd, that you would want people to really get from this stage play?
Family is necessary. Family is absolutely necessary, as is, for us, faith.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris, you said you wrote this, what, 10 years ago at this point?
Actually, I wrote it in 2014.
Wow.
We sat on it for a little bit, and then we kind of just went ahead and did the thing.
Yeah. And so you started kind of going on tour and in different places.
Yes.
So what brought it to Virginia?
Well, 2020, of course, COVID came and shut everything down. Nobody was doing any theaters, and, you know, I had family necessities that needed to be met because I'm originally from the 757 Hampton Roads. So I moved back home to be closer to family, and I found myself, I was like, well, what am I going to do with my life, Lord? So I said, okay, well, let me go ahead and just reboot this thing. Let's fix it a little bit, and let's give home a show.
Love that. And I understand that, you know, military is a big part of the stage play and a part of your life as well. Talk about that connection.
Well, so I'm an Air Force veteran. I served from 2005 to 2010, or 2005 to 2014, excuse me. I served in the White House, worked at in a squadron called the Honor Guard up in D.C. So, yeah, military is a big part of the base of this thing. My mom and my dad were both Marines. My sister went to the Air Force as well. So, you know, I had to put something in there.
Right.
You know?
Had to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
I love that. And thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you. No worries. Thank you.
You know, I love that there are so many different kind of emotional aspects to the show. Of course, we're talking about a little of them here, but again, you'll get it if you're able to go to the show. You know, Reverend Floyd, in your, I guess, preparations for this, how did you get to a place where you felt like you were evoking the emotions that your role needed?
It took a lot of work. It took actually sitting down and imagining what I envisioned for Teresa Price and what a mother would be going through. And for me, it was a little easier because I have a teenage daughter who will be going through the same things in a couple of years. And so I was able to pull on my own lived experiences and also just the experiences of the writer and others, just to be able to say, what is it that I would be feeling in this moment, or what should be emoted at this space? And so it was very intentional, and it took going through line by line to make sure that I was connecting with the character.
I think about how you've been doing this now for a number of years, different characters at certain points, or different cast members, I should say. From your first show, number of years ago, to like this show that's happening tomorrow and Saturday, what's changed? I'm sure it's not the same show as it was a few years ago.
It has evolved so much. So when I moved back home, I said, okay, well, let me cater a couple of things and let me revamp a couple of things. And it's so much deeper. It's so much more emotional. It has so many more lessons involved with it. Because think about it, 10 years ago when I wrote it, I was 10 years younger. Now when now I'm 10 years older. So it's like I've had a lot of life in between, and I had a lot of time to grow and think and mature myself. So you know, like I say, it has a bunch of different, like, just little pieces of things you can take with you throughout your life. The cast themselves, they find themselves saying, you know, lines in their everyday life. So yeah, it's a little bit deeper this time.
And I'm assuming the whole family can come out to this, so make sure you bring the entire family. Sins of a Father happening tomorrow and Saturday. Where can people get tickets?
Okay, yeah, so you can purchase your tickets at www.amothproduction.com. Yep, that's for Friday and Saturday. You get to pick your meal on Friday and Saturday. You can just come on out and just walk on in and enjoy the show.
I love that. A meal in and of itself. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
so
We really
much.
do appreciate it.
We'll be right back.